Hi, I'm Laura Lindsay. I'm the soybean small grain agronomist at Ohio State. Today I'm at the Western Agricultural Research Station in Clark County, Ohio, and I'm going to do a demonstration on how we do stand counts for soybeans. So these soybeans are grown in 15-inch rows, and so I like to count 1/1000th of an acre because it's really easy to do the math. So this pole here is 17 feet and 5 inches. So if I count the soybeans on this side of the pole and this side of the pole, that's 1/1000th of an acre. So you notice I also use a clicker when I do counting. It's just easier to keep track of. So I counted 50 plants in the 17 feet 5 inches length of row, both sides. So that means my stand here would be 50,000 plants per acre. So I also want to talk a little bit about replant. Replanting is common in Ohio. We have heavy rainfalls that can cause soil crusting, wet conditions that can cause diseases, slugs, any number of issues where a farmer may want to replant. So before you replant a field, we recommend doing a stand count and waiting to at least the VC growth stage. These plants are mostly at the VC growth stage, so that means that there are the unifoliates unrolled. 50,000 plants per acre may be something you would want to replant. We want ideally a stand of 100,000 plants per acre, so this is about half of what we would ideally want. So this is something that would be likely to be replanted. From a research standpoint, though, we've gone down as low as 50,000 plants per acre and haven't seen huge yield losses, but there will be some yield loss with this stand. This plot here was planted at a higher seeding rate, a more normal seeding rate. And the stand here is well over 100,000 plants per acre, so not something that would need to be replanted.
I'm Taylor Dill, and I'm a PhD student in Dr. Lindsay's lab. And today we're going to do corn stand counts to gauge replant. So this corn was planted on April 13th, and we're trying to gauge whether or not we need to replant because our corn has seen a lot of moisture and it's been cold for almost the entire month that it's been in the ground. So to take corn stand counts, you measure out 17 feet 5 inches, which is 1/1000th of an acre. We only have to count one corn row to get our population. So in this plot, we have 16 plants, which means we have 16,000 plants per acre. Now, that is much below our recommended population. And this is a border row in our plots. We have been manually pulling out plants for disease evaluation, so we have inherently low numbers in this plot, while our other plots are up to 30 or 31,000. So with our 16,000 plant population, we want to take a look at our agronomy guide for replant recommendations. So we look at planting date, and we planted on April 13th, and we have 16,000 plants per acre, which means we'll only have 76% of our optimum yield. But today is May 17th, and we gauge by planting date and population. So if we planted today and planted 30,000 seeds per acre, and we had that stand come up, we would have 91% optimum yield. So based on our optimum yield, we would recommend replanting if you have this low of a population.
Hi everyone, this is Osler Ortez, a state corn specialist at Ohio State. We are today reporting some of our stand count conditions from the Battle for the Belt project in the Worcester site. We are right now looking into planting date 1. We have our measurement of 17.5 feet. We already did the count, and this row had 33 plants. The other row had 28 plants. If we do the average between the two, that will give us about 30. And if we extrapolate that to the acre, that's about 30,000 plants per acre under these specific conditions. Seeding rate for this location was close to 34,000 seeds per acre. That means that having 30,000 plants already out of the ground, that's a pretty good number. That's a pretty comfortable number, I would say, in order to achieve the high yield potential that we want to achieve. We did the exercise and we also worked on a different hybrid for the same planting dates. The numbers were not that encouraging. We had about 25,000 plants per acre in that second hybrid on the same first planting date. What that is to say is we gotta be cautious and be mindful that there might be hybrid differences as we are assessing our fields. If we have hybrid A on this side of the road and hybrid B on the other side of the road, certainly we can expect to have differences. So we gotta conduct some independent assessments in that regard. And as we saw today, with only about 40 feet distance difference, we are looking in a 5,000 plants per acre difference or change. Now the question might be whether 25,000 plants per acre with seeding rate of 34,000 seeds per acre, whether that is enough reason to consider replanting a scenario. I think that that's something that we need to look at. We can go to the research results that are available to us through the OSU Agronomy Guide, look at some of the different scenarios, some of the different stand counts, and see what the optimum yield level is for each of those so that we can take informed decisions moving forward. This is towards the end of May. There is an implication already by being at this time of the year if we wanted to replant. So just keep that in mind. April planted crop is already using growing degree day units that are being accumulated. If we go with replanting conditions, that certainly will have less of that to be used towards the crop cycle and ultimately achieving high yields. Those are some of the thoughts that we wanted to share. For sure, we would like to work more on this topic in the future as far as replanting decisions, research that will give us better recommendations. Thank you.
I'm Taylor Dill, and I'm the PhD student with Battle for the Belt. And we're at the Worcester location looking at our planting date 1 for soybeans. We're in a plot with 180,000 seeds per acre at planting. We were planted at the first half of April, and we did our stand counts at 17.5 feet, and we only had 26,000 plants per acre. With our 15-inch row spacing, we count both sides and add them up together. And with any population lower than about 50,000 plants per acre, you want to really reconsider replanting. Now with this very low 26,000, replanting even in late May would likely be a good decision. However, you'll also see in these plots that you still have soybeans trying to break through the soil and come up. So if we got a little bit of rain up here in Worcester, we might see a few more plants pop through. But at the 26,000, that might not justify not replanting.
Hi, my name's Luke Waltz. I'm with the Food, Ag, and Biological Engineering Department. Just want to talk a little bit about some of the work we're doing in the Battle for the Belt with drones. So we got a wing tray here with a couple different payloads we can carry on it. One is the multispectral camera, and one's a high-resolution RGB. We're using this to fly over all 3 fields to grab information like stand counts. We think we can grab things like growth stages of crops later on in the year, and really compare that to a lot of the physical measurements we're doing on the ground and compare the two. So that's a little bit about what we're doing. We're trying to add some drone footage and camera imagery to the site.